Most remodeling contractors think hiring their first marketing person costs $50,000 a year. They're wrong, and that mistake costs them far more than the salary. You see, the choice between partnering with a specialized remodeling marketing agency and building internal marketing isn't about monthly fees versus salaries. It's about speed to results, system maturity, and whether you're buying expertise or paying for someone to learn at your expense. Most contractors evaluate this decision backward. They compare sticker price instead of what each option actually produces. And if you're only comparing cost, you're already making the wrong decision. That's our topic today. Thanks for joining me, and glad you've tuned in. See, the real cost of in-house marketing for remodeling companies is something you really need to examine deeply. That $45,000 salary you budget is actually the smallest part of the investment. A capable marketing hire typically costs $50,000 to $70,000 in base salary, plus add another 25 to 30% for benefits, payroll taxes, and insurance, and your real costs are going to land somewhere between $62,500 and $91,000 before they produce a single result. And then you've got to consider the technology. Marketing requires tools most remodeling companies don't have: CRM systems, email platforms, design software, analytics tools, social scheduling platforms. You can expect to spend another $8,000 to $14,000 annually just to operate. Then comes training. Unless you hire someone with remodeling specific experience, which costs more, you're paying them to learn your business, your customers, and your sales cycle. And that's going to produce another 6 to 12 months of learning curve. And during that time, performance will be inconsistent. Management time is the multiplier most contractors are ignoring. You'll spend 5 to 8 hours per week guiding strategy, reviewing performance, and aligning marketing with sales. That's real costs, and it compounds quickly. A kitchen and remodeling company in Denver budgeted $55,000 for a marketing hire. Their actual first-year cost exceeded $100,000 once they accounted for tools, training, and management time. And that's not even the biggest problem. The real cost is lost opportunity. While your internal hire figures things out, your competitors are capturing market share, and you don't get that time back. What you actually do get with a specialized remodeling marketing agency is something you may not have even thought about. And this is really where agencies win in this consideration. The specialized remodeling marketing agency is going to give you immediate access to systems that have already been tested, refined, and proven across multiple companies. They understand seasonal demand, project-specific lead behavior, what messaging converts, how remodeling sales cycles actually work, and that's knowledge that takes years to build internally. Agencies also bring a technology advantage most contractors can't justify on their own. Advanced CRMs, analytics platforms, and AI-driven systems often represent $30,000 to $50,000 in annual value. More importantly, the agency knows how to use those systems. And speed is the real differentiator. An internal hire needs months to get up to speed. An agency deploys campaigns in weeks using frameworks that already work. For example, a bathroom remodeling company in Phoenix struggled with internal marketing for 8 months. And after partnering with a specialist agency, qualified lead flow increased 180% within 60 days, while cost per lead dropped by 35%. That's what experience looks like. Modern agencies are also leveraging AI and automation to improve lead qualification, optimize campaigns faster, and track performance more accurately. That isn't just execution, that's operational leverage. So let's look at a real ROI comparison. $100,000 versus $1 million plus remodeling businesses. The decision changes based on size, but not in the way you may be thinking. For companies doing $100,000 to $400,000 annually, in-house marketing just doesn't make sense. You simply cannot sustain a true $80,000 to $100,000 marketing cost structure while maintaining real healthy margins. And agency partnerships fit at this level because they deliver immediate capability, predictable cost, and faster results. For a company approaching the $1 million mark, the conversation shifts, but not entirely. You may be able to afford in-house marketing, but that doesn't make it the best move because speed still matters. A remodeling company growing at 40% annually doesn't have time to slow down while building internal capabilities and systems. So, for example, a custom remodeling company in Atlanta partnered with an agency at $400,000 in revenue. Within 2 years, they reached $900,000 with a consistent 3-to-1 ROI. At that point, they didn't replace the agency, they added internal support. That's the distinction most contractors are missing. There's a hybrid approach when you combine an agency and internal resources. And this shows up when companies cross the $1.5 million to $2 million in annual revenue level. At this level, you're not choosing between agency or in-house. What you're doing is you're structuring both. The agency handles strategy, campaign management, advanced analytics, channel expertise, and the internal staff handles things like content creation, client communication, project documentation, and relationship management. For example, a kitchen remodeling company in Seattle implemented this at the $2.2 million revenue level. Their agency handled digital strategy and advertising, while their internal team managed testimonials, photography, and events. There's no overlap, there's no confusion, there's clearly defined roles, and that's what makes hybrid models work well. Now remember, timing matters. Bring internal resources in too early, and you create overhead without results. You wait too long, and you miss opportunities to deepen relationship and your brand presence. So remember, the goal isn't control, it's leverage. Now, let me give you some red flags and how to avoid some costly mistakes along the way. Most agencies will take your money and apply generic strategies, so you've got to be careful. That's the reality. If they can't show remodeling specific results, don't hire them. The industry has longer sales cycles, higher project values, and much greater trust requirements, and generic marketing doesn't work here. The marketing that's being used for the restaurant down the street, the chiropractor, the veterinarian clinic is not going to work for your remodeling company. So demand proof. Look for case studies from remodeling companies, clear lead qualification processes, and defined performance metrics. And avoid long-term commitments that don't have accountability built into them. Avoid agencies that are focused on traffic instead of qualified leads. For example, a deck builder in Nashville increased traffic by 300% with a general agency, but saw 40% fewer qualified leads. Traffic doesn't necessarily mean qualified lead flow. That was 6 months down the drain. And that's what happens when metrics don't align with outcomes. The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong strategy, it's choosing the wrong partner. So as we wind this down, this isn't a cost decision, it's a growth decision. Most contractors underestimate the true cost of in-house. Marketing when you're looking at it is a discussion of effectiveness. And when you bring on the right agency partner, a growth partner, you're going to eliminate that learning curve because they're going to bring speed, systems, and execution that internal teams just cannot replicate quickly. And if you're a company under 1.2 million in revenue, agency partnerships are going to make the most sense at this point in your life stage. If you're a company that is scaling beyond 2 million, a hybrid model creates the most leverage for you. But again, the real question is not budget. It's, do you want to build marketing slowly, or do you want to create a system that produces results now? It's all about systems. If I can help you and your team develop your system, schedule a call with us at Remodeling Marketing Team. You can do that online at remodelingmarketingteam.com/get-started, or give us a call today at 888-350-7859. We'd love to sit down with you and help you map out your strategy. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to talking with you on the next episode.